Hello and welcome. Let's look at Ielts reading. And Ielts reading is to test your ability to read and comprehend. They want to know how you can understand a passage when you read them, and how you're able to understand what you've read. You're going to school there, so you're going to be reading books. You should be able to understand what you read when you read. So that is what these tests will take, and it lasts for 60 minutes. There are three sections, and each containing one long test. The tests are actually from books, magazines, and newspapers. So if you want to do good in this, you have to be reading books, you have to be reading magazines, you have to be reading newspapers. You do not need to be a specialist for you to do well in these tests, whether they are from books or magazines. Once you're able to understand, then you should be able to do well. Some of the text may contain diagrams, graphs, illustrations, and the rest. Now, if the text contains technical terms, then a simple glossary will be provided. So it doesn't contain mostly technical terms, but if there is technical term, then a simple glossary will be provided. So what I just explained is the format for academic for those going for schooling. Then if you're going for migration or work, then you're going to be writing the general training format, and this format has also three sections, and section 1 contains 2 or 3 short factual tests, one of which may be composite, that means consisting of 6 to 8 short texts related by topic, e.g. hotel advertisements. Topics are relevant to everyday life in English speaking countries. Now section 2 contains 2 short factual tests focusing on work related issues like applying for jobs, company policies, pay conditions, workplace place facilities, staff development, and training. While Section 3 will contain one longer, more complex text on the topic of general interest. Real passages, the passages, like I said, they are all real, and they are from things like notices, advertisement, company handbooks, official documents, books, magazines, and newspapers. So now let's look at the tips and strategies that will enable you to do very well. If you want to do well in the reading test, what are the tips you need to know about? Number one, you have to practice reading a variety of English texts to develop your ability to read quickly. You need to be able to read very quickly. And the only way to do that is by reading a whole lot of English text. Read magazines, read books. So once you're reading them quickly, you're practicing, then you develop the ability to read very fast. Now, you can use English to report information and express and communicate ideas. You should be able to do that. Now, read every question carefully. Read every question carefully, very, very important, first before reading the passage. So, for some of the question types, it's always good you read the question first so that you know where to concentrate in the passage to find out the answer. So, this will make it easier for you to find the answers. It's also good you underline possible answers as you go. If you're using a computer delivered IELTS, if you're writing your own in a computer, you have to highlight or make notes on a section of the text. Now you have to read the passage quickly first to get the general idea of what it's all about. Don't worry about the words you don't understand. Just quickly read the passage, then read each question again. You remember I say you must read question first. Then go to the first time you're reading the passage, you have to read it very quickly. So you now go to the question again to remind yourself which parts of the passage you need to read in details. You understand? So that when you are now reading the passage the second time, it has to be in detail. But then you must have known that that place you're reading in detail is related to the answer so that you can get it right. Also use the elimination method, very, very important. You won't have to use your own knowledge of a topic. Use what is in the passage. So if you're reading something in medicine and you're a medical student, you already know you're not expected to use what you know as a medical student. Use what is in the passage that you are given or what can be inferred from the passage you are given. Spelling must be accurate, so the spellings must be make sure your spellings are right. If you're using computer, you can use Ctrl C and Ctrl V to copy and paste respectively so that you make your spellings right. Now you read the passage paragraph by paragraph. You are not expected to read all the passage. You read paragraph 1, you get the answer to question 1. Read paragraph 2, get the answer to question 2. So don't read everything once. So read paragraph by paragraph while you are comparing with the questions. Now, read the passage paragraph by paragraph, not whole passage, while checking the answers after each paragraph for most question types. So that is the technique that you're going to be using for most of the question types. Okay, let's look at the question types that are available for reading. You have the multiple choice. We're going to take examples of all these. We have identifying information. You have identifying the writer's views and claim. It's a question type. You have matching information. You have matching headings. You have matching features. You have matching sentence endings. You have sentence completion. You have summary completion. You have note completion. We have short answer completion. You have table flow, chart, and diagram completion. Okay. So these are the various types. Please, if you want to have a detailed class for Ielts, TOEFL, GRE, and SAT, please call my phone number. You can always schedule classes. You can meet me up in my office, or we'll have classes through Zoom. My phone number is 070-671-62698. If you're not in Nigeria, you can call +234 70671-62698. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at a sample multiple choice question. You can see this is the passage you're supposed to read, and this is the question type that you call multiple choice. Once you have option A, B, C, D, that's what we call multiple choice. This is the passage. So this passage now, this is the first paragraph. So this is just part of the passage. This is not the whole passage. So you can see this question 1 and you're getting it from paragraph 1. So it's good you just read only this paragraph. Don't read the whole passage. Okay. So from the technique, I said you check the question first. So just look at the keyword here is macadamia milk. So you've taken note of these very keywords so that when you're reading now, you're tracking this macadamia. Okay, so let's read this very quickly. Milk is not what it used to be. For centuries, milk was associated with animal milk, and certainly in the UK with cow's milk. But now there are dozens of different types of milk products which are derived from vegetables, legumes, or nuts. While soy, almond, oats, rice, and coconut are the current popular milk alternatives, there are even lesser known milk types, including pear, hemp, and macadamia. So from here now, we'll know this word macadamia is already there. So you can look at the contents. From there, you can answer this question. Okay, so many people are choosing these different types of milks for environmental purposes, while others are doing it for health reasons. Okay, so we are done. This is a quick reading. So like I said, you have to check the question first. We've checked the question and seen that we are looking at macadamia. Then we've gone here, read through very quickly, and we can see that this is where macadamia is located. So now let's go through the options and now go back and read in details. So you know the first reading is very fast, but the second one is in details in order for you to locate the real answer. Okay, so let's check out the options here. I have it's a well-known dairy alternative. So macadamia, is it a well-known? We know it's not a well-known because here they say even lesser known. It's lesser known. Has negative environmental impacts. Nothing like that said. It's relatively obscure type of media. Yeah, something that is relatively obscure means that that thing is lesser known. So option C is the answer. Has many positive health benefits. That was not talked about. So you can see the method we use. Check the question first. Read through the paragraph of the passage very quickly in order to pick out the word that relates to the question. Now check through the options and go back and read in details in order to get the option that is right. Also use the elimination method. Once you notice that option A is not the answer, just tick it immediately. If B is not the answer, tick it. Don't tick the ones that are not the answer, so that eliminate them so that you can pick the right answer. Okay, so you can see it's relatively obscure type of milk, and this will solve from the passage where we will read that there are even lesser known milk types, including pear, hemp, and macadamia. Okay, so let's keep going forward. Let's look at true, false, not given kind of question. Okay, here we have, so let's still go through the instruction here, very important. Does the information in the statement match the information in the passage? So this matching information, actually that's the right word for this, matching information. Okay, choose true if the statement agrees. If it agrees, that's true. False if the statement contradicts. So false does not mean if the statement is not there, but if it contradicts, that's when you pick false. Then not given if there is no enough information, if there is no information in the statement. So what you're going to look at here now, talking about dairy milk has high sugar content. Okay, that's what we are looking at when we are going to be reading this very quickly. Now for the question, I always say you have to read the question first. Plant-based milk contains less dairy. It's always good you tackle this one first before you go to this one. So dairy milk has high sugar content. So let's quickly read this and be able to answer to know whether dairy milk has high sugar content. Okay. Milk alternatives aside, what are the health benefits of dairy milk? The world's most popular milk. Dietitians and celebrity chef Marcus Adams says that there are many reasons to stick to the most classic of milk type. It is a great source of vitamin A and D, B12 and zinc, and while it might be slightly higher in saturated fats than plant-based milk, there is always the option to buy low-fat milk. Okay, so it's talking about here high sugar content. So what do we think is the answer to this? So if we check our answer, you can see it's not given. Not given because there was no discussion about high sugar content here. No discussion, nothing about. So you see, if there is no information on the statement, the answer becomes not given. Okay, so it's clearly that the answer to this is not given. So let's check out the third question. It says plant-based milk contain less saturated fats than cow milk. So they contain less saturated fat than cow milk. So let's check it out again. This towards the end saying, and why it might be slightly higher in saturated fats than plant-based milk. So that means that plant-based milk, the one that is higher than plant-based milk is actually the cow milk. You understand? The other types of milk are slightly higher than plant-based. That means that plant-based is less than them. So this statement, plant-based milk contain less saturated fat than cow milk, is true. Okay. So from here you can see not given and true. So that is how you pick out your answer. So once you look at what is there in your answer options, and here there's nothing related to that, then it becomes not given. Or if it's true or it agrees, it becomes true. If it contradicts, if it's just the opposite, then it becomes false. Okay. So let's look at sentence completion. So like I always say, check through the answers first so that you see where you are supposed to concentrate when you are reading through the first time. So it says complete the sentences below. Choose not more than 2 words from the text for each. So what you put here should not be more than 2, either 1 or 2. Okay, so let's look at the question. That dairy milk has the most devastating impact on the environment is. Okay, so that's the kind of uh, sentence you should be looking for when you're reading this. Now, comparatively, the production of dairy milk creates. Okay, it's always good to check through this one first before you check the second one. That dairy milk has the most devastating impact on the environment is. So let's say let's look at this. As for its environmental impact, London University professor Dr. Mary Wilkes says that It is undisputable that cow's milk is the worst possible choice for the planet. So you can see the word is undisputable. So that's what you have to put there. This one is direct to the point. Now here you have comparatively the milk production of dairy milk creates that as much greenhouse gas as plant-based alternatives. Okay, so we'll go through. Week's research suggests that a single glass of moon juice accounts for 3 times the amount of greenhouse emission compared to non-dairy milks. It also takes as much land to raise dairy cows and they consume huge amounts of water. So you can see the as much is actually in the word 3 times. So a single glass of moo juice accounts for 3 times the amount. So 3 times should be the answer here. So if we check through here, we'll see undisputable and 3 times. So you can see you can put it in this form 3 times or you write it in full. Okay, so those are the question types. In subsequent classes, we are going to be looking at more question types. Please, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button immediately. Give us a thumbs up, share it so that your friends can see them. If you have any questions and concerns, drop them in the comment section. Thank you. God bless you. We are going to be bringing you more and more. And like I said, if you want a class, if you want a personal one-on-one class on Ielts, SAT, GRE, TOEFL, you can call my number +234 70671 6269.